Are you having trouble sleeping? You're restless? You're tossing and turning? Maybe you had too much caffeine that day. Maybe you have a busy calendar the next day and you're concerned about everything you have to do. For adoptive parents, maybe it's out of concern for your children. I know this can leave you anxious. Your mind is racing. You're losing sleep. What can you do? Stay with me because today I'm going to share with you 4 tips to help you calm your mind and get that restful night of sleep that you want and need. Did you finally realize your dream of having a family only to have your happily ever after turn into a nightmare? Are you constantly second-guessing your parenting, anxious about whether your child will make good choices and remain faithful? Have you neglected yourself to the point that it's taken a personal toll on you? Hi neighbor, welcome to Anchors of Encouragement. I'm Tim Maudlin, husband, adoptive parent, disciple of Christ, and ambassador of encouragement. I too felt the joy of having a family of my own, and I wish we could be like other families. But I found myself up late at night, anxious about my child's future and asking myself, why is this happening? Am I a failure as a parent? It was only by grabbing a lifeline from God and my friends that I was able to navigate the challenges of adoptive life. And now I can't wait to share everything I've learned with you. My mission is to be your friend and encourager, to throw adoptive parents a lifeline and offer biblical encouragement as you partner with Christ, providing stability as your anchor when you need it the most. If you're ready for real and raw talk with strategies and insights that lead to peace beyond comprehension, so you not only survive but thrive in life's storms, this podcast is for you. Hope and healing are on the way. Hi neighbor, welcome to another episode of Anchors of Encouragement. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Before I get into today's topic, I would like to invite you to become a member of our Facebook community. It's Anchors of Encouragement. There we have adoptive parents and individuals who are supportive of adoptive parents, where we can just come and find a safe place to share our concerns and to receive encouragement. I'll put a link to that Facebook group in the show notes. I would like to encourage you to pause me right now and grab a pen and paper. What I want to do is to share with you my go-to approach to tackling problems that I have in my life. And what I'm going to share with you, these 4 tips to help you calm your mind, I'm going to funnel those through the acronym CALM. So on your paper, write the word CALM vertically, C-A-L-M. Next to each of these letters, I'll give you a word or a phrase that will help to show you these tips that you can use to calm your mind. Now, we aren't going to consider these in the order that the word is spelled, but I like to show the word as it's spelled so you can remember these concepts that I'm sharing with you. So when you find yourself having trouble sleeping, you're restless, you're tossing and turning, there could be things like caffeine that are causing this. It could be a busy calendar that you're thinking about all the things you have to do. But for those of us who are adoptive parents, and really parents, it could be out of concern for your children. You're anxious, your mind is racing, you're losing sleep. So what can you do? Next to the letter C, it's necessary if you want that restful night of sleep, you've got to clear your head. You've got to clean house. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten up in the middle of the night. I'll wake up and I can't get back to sleep. As you might expect, my go-to approach for clearing my head is journaling. The quote I share with you often is, you can think a feeling, you can speak a feeling, but if you want to touch a feeling, you need to write. More times than not, the problem with insomnia is that there are too many thoughts running through your head. You're overthinking. You can think these feelings, but that doesn't get them out of your head. So for C, you need to clear your head. You need to clean house. Now what that looks like for you will probably be different for me, but what I do is I start writing down the things that are concerning me. I just do a brain dump and write them down. What that is doing, as we go to the letter L, is it's helping me to let them go. I'm not saying these concerns and cares that you have are just going to disappear. But what I am saying is that for a moment in time, you can let them go. You can clear your head, and then you can get back to sleep. Isn't that the goal? Is to get that restful night of sleep? So clear your head, clean house, let these things go. Once I've let the things that are weighing on me go, I like to replace it with an affirmation. Let me share with you one of my favorite affirmations. It comes from the book of Psalms, Psalm 77. I'm going to read beginning in verse 16, and then when I get to the phrase that I love for the affirmation, I'll highlight that for you. The context for this section of the psalm is Israel has been freed from their Egyptian captivity. They are now heading toward the promised land. Pharaoh, though, has had second thoughts, and he is in pursuit of them with his army to bring them back. Israel finds themselves with the Red Sea in front of them, Pharaoh and his army behind them. There is nowhere to go, or so they think. Verse 16, when the Red Sea saw you, O God, its waters looked and trembled. The sea quaked to its very depths. The clouds poured down rain. The thunder rumbled in the sky. Your arrows of lightning flashed. Your thunder roared from the whirlwind. The lightning lit up the world. The earth trembled and shook. This is describing what took place overnight as Israel was pinned in between the Red Sea and the Egyptian army. It wasn't a restful night. They didn't get any sleep. But why I want to share this particular section of Scripture with you as my affirmation is because what is found in the next verse, verse 19. Your road led through the sea, your pathway through the mighty waters. As we remember from the story, what God did was to part the Red Sea so that the Israelites could walk through on dry ground. Once they were to the other side of the Red Sea, Pharaoh and his army were in pursuit, and the waters came in on them and destroyed them. But notice what it says in the last part of verse 19. A pathway no one knew was there. Israel didn't see any way out. Pharaoh knew there was no way out, or so he thought. But God knew what he was going to do. A pathway no one knew was there but God. Verse 20. You led your people along that road like a flock of sheep, with Moses and Aaron as their shepherds. The reason I wanted to share this particular section with you is because when we're faced with cares, with concerns that are keeping us up at night, we don't see a way out of a situation. By looking at passages like Psalm 77 verse 19, we can know God knows what he's going to do. He knows a pathway. He knows a road that we don't even see. If I put my trust in him, then I can go back to sleep. I can have that restful night. Let's get to your daily doable. I want to encourage you when you are restless, you're having trouble sleeping, you're tossing and turning, that you do these things we've outlined, that you clear your head and clean house. You let whatever these things that are bothering you go. You replace them with affirmations. What happens when you do these three things is that you are really giving yourself a mental massage. And I hope that paints a picture of serenity for you, that you're giving yourself this mental massage, and then you can go back to sleep. There's one other passage I want to share with you before we conclude today's episode. It comes from the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, beginning in verse 21. It really talks about the goal of what we've discussed today with these tips of how to calm your mind. Now, I'm not going to try to unpack everything that Solomon is talking about here. There's just so much in this section of Scripture. But there's one verse that I really want you to hear and focus on when I get to it. Beginning in verse 21 of Proverbs 3. My child, don't lose sight of common sense and discernment. Hang on to them, for they will refresh your soul. They are like jewels on a necklace. They will keep you safe on your way, and your feet will not stumble. verse 24. You can go to bed without fear. You will lie down and sleep soundly. That's all for this episode. I hope these tips will help you to calm your mind to get that restful night of sleep that you need and want. Before I go, I would like to again invite you to join our Facebook community, Anchors of Encouragement. I'll put the link to that in the show notes. Until next time, this is Tim encouraging you to do what you can now. If this podcast has given you the courage and confidence to face storms in your life, the number one way you can thank me is to leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. Tell a friend about the show. Take a screenshot of this episode and share it in your Instagram stories and tag me at Tim Maudlin. You can also connect with me in my Facebook group, Anchors of Encouragement. So until next time, this is Tim encouraging you to do what you can now.